Bonjour, je m'appelle Paul. Je vais recruter ma 508. What the hell? Why do they say 508? It's easier just to say 508. Bonjour, je m'appelle Paul. Je viens.
Hey Paul, come on please. We are firing the engine today.
Bravo.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Paul. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hi Paul, since you're there, we need you for a couple of laps in the simulator.
Paul, I have to show you something on the 508 PSE.
Okay, I'm coming.
Hey Paul, we need you for the debrief.
Paul, one last thing.
It's a long day in France.
I'll be coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Drop the top when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Yeah, I flow so yo. Everybody know I'm on. You know when the click through. Try to send this about to be a slow beat ride. Coming up hot for a minute.
Hello everyone and welcome. We're live from Portimao, this amazing racetrack in the south of Portugal with the Peugeot Sport racing team. It's a very special day today because it's been 11 months since you first saw the Peugeot 9X8, the hybrid hypercar from the brand. But what you've seen since then and back then 11 months ago was a concept car, and today, as you can hear, it gives me goosebumps. Anyways, today we're gonna see, and I just saw it, the real one, the final version with the final race livery, the Hypercar 9X8. That's pretty amazing and special. I'm in the pit garage of what's gonna be the setup that's gonna happen in the World Endurance Championship and Le Mans 24 Hours. But before you see the car, I'm gonna take you upstairs with Linda Jackson and Jean-Marc Finot to talk a little bit more about the project. So you have to bear a little bit, but we have a surprise. The car just went on track, and we have a technical issue, or okay. No, we're good. Sorry, the car just went on track, and the surprise is that you guys can go on board the 9X8 right now while I'm running upstairs. I'll see you in a sec. We were all like watching.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's finally going out, and it's amazing just to hear the car. Really happy to see you.
Thank you.
It's been 11 months since we first saw the 9X8 for the first time, which was the concept car. And now today we're all here to witness the real one in the final livery. It's a big thing.
It's an enormous thing, and it's great to see you again. Yeah. It's great to see you again. Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very exciting moment. And I would say that, you know, I've been attending several test sessions, obviously, over the last few months. And I've already seen the car on the track, but that's like in the sort of pure carbon fiber form. Then I saw digitally what the livery was going to be like. And it wasn't until this morning that I actually saw the two together physically, and you will see later. But I mean, wow. It's much, much, much better than I even imagined. So very, very excited. You're right.
Yeah, indeed. I saw the car as well. It's amazing. We won't disclose yet too much about it, but as you were saying, you followed the car as it was testing. I know that you were there from day one and you followed the development very closely. How impatient are you to see it race?
Well, I'm very impatient. I'm an impatient person, so that's probably true. But no, very excited, very impatient. And, you know, I think it's quite amazing, the reactions, the comments that we've had from motorsport, Peugeot fans, racing experts, that's sort of, I would say, doubled the excitement. And, you know, now, of course, all of that expectation, we now need to deliver on the track. So the pressure is a little high.
Yeah, because and the important thing is that when you look back at the history of Peugeot with all those cars, endurance is such a big part of the history of Peugeot, and now it's basically the return of the brand in endurance and in Le Mans.
Exactly, and you know, I think we often talk about the excitement of entering because of the racing, and of course that's super, super exciting for us, but it's also the way that we're able to marry it with what's going on with the brand. And you know, let's be honest, this is a definite way that we can showcase the technologies and the engineering skills of the Peugeot team. And that's really important for me. And also in a way that it's very important because it enables us to show the inventiveness of Peugeot. You know, we've been created 211 years ago, let's be honest. But we've always tried to challenge the conventions. And I think, you know, that the 9X8 is a perfect example. Because you remember, Bruce, 11 months ago, when we showed the 9X8, and everybody said, no rear wing? That's not going to work. Yeah. Well, here we are. Yep. No rear wing. And, you know, I think that's the perfect example of how you can be revolutionary and challenge the norm. Because I was looking at something, and apparently the norm for rear wings has been there since 1965, so almost 60 years. So I think that's a big challenge. So that's very important, pushing the inventiveness. And I think the other thing that's important for me, because it's very important that we match the brand and what we're doing with the brand with motorsport. It has to be so intertwined. And we've, you know, working with Jean-Marc, that's really important for us. And therefore it was really important that, you know, the 9X8 and our Peugeot Sport really encompasses the three values for Peugeot. And the three values are very, very simple. One is allure, which is all about having a fantastic design, non-conventional, really bold, and to be honest with you, I think we've delivered on that one. So tick box. The second one is about emotion, and there is nothing more exciting than racing. And let's be honest, being in the World Endurance Championship with top competitors, and a big respect for the competitors because they are the creme de la creme. So that's very important. And the last value is excellence. And what better way to show the excellence quality of our engineering than being able to get through 24 hours endurance in extreme conditions. So for me, it all aligns perfectly with what we want to do with Peugeot.
It's a good thing that you mentioned Allure first. So if I recap all the values of the company or in that project and in that car, you said Allure first, and I think it's one of the rare racing cars that was designed first through the design team, and that's what you've achieved, and it shows on the cars. It's just amazing. Thank you very much for that. We're going to go a little bit more into technical details, and for that I suggest we call Jean-Marc Finot, who's just here, who's the head of Stellantis Motorsport and Peugeot Sport. Please, yeah, take my seat.
Hello, good afternoon.
I'll take another seat.
Thank you for the chair. Hello.
Okay. Maybe I'll carry on just a little bit with Linda for the next question. When was the project born, and what are the objectives with the LMH hybrid car for the brand?
Okay, well, I'll start the answer, but I think, Jean-Marc, you're going to need to continue it because lots of detail there. Well, first of all, I think you'd agree, Jean-Marc. I hope you agree, because we have a problem if you don't. That the very nature of motorsport is in the genes. It's in the DNA of Peugeot. You agree?
I agree.
Good stuff. So, and let's be honest, motorsport is an excellent way. It's a laboratory for the brand. So that's ultra important for us. And, when did we decide? So it was back late 2019, early 2020, if I remember rightly, that we decided to come back into endurance. And really, it was pushed by the very fact that the ACO and the WEC organizations were actually putting together new regulations that would actually enable technologies that we put on the homemade race car to actually go on to road cars, the cars that we drive every day. So all of those were about efficiency and electrification, and of course that is absolutely perfect. Once again, it marries perfectly with what Peugeot is doing as a brand, which is our electrification strategy. So everything aligned.
Yeah, and I'm going to carry on with that fairly same question, but you, not only as head of Peugeot Sport, but more as an engineer, what does it mean, and what are the kind of opportunities that this regulation is bringing?
Yes, that has been offered by the LMH regulation was to make a car fully designed by Peugeot Sport. So the body shell, the engine, the powertrain, electrification and software. For us, as it's a technical laboratory, it's mandatory that we can develop, knowing that in the same team we have, for instance, developed the 5-white PAC and also our hypercar. So everything has been designed by our team. And what is smart in this regulation is you are not limited by some shape of the car, but you have, for instance, a drag coefficient and downforce coefficient. So as long as you are in the window of this coefficient, you have all freedom of design. It's the reason why we have what we think a very gorgeous design for this car, for a race car. And for all the development of the car, it was also interesting and I would say paramount to work with our partner, with Total Energy. We have developed the battery, new lubricants to improve the efficiency, renewable fuel, new adaptation of the powertrain to be one step ahead in terms of CO2 emission. With Magneti Marelli, we are developing the electric powertrain. With Capgemini, we will work with artificial intelligence for the race management. With Modex, we have a blockchain for the traceability of our parts. With Sparco, we have our suit equipment for the team. And to be handsome, we are working also with Jack Jones.
Coming back to the car and to Linda, we were talking again about design. From the car that was the concept car to the one today, do you recognize the car?
Absolutely, and you will see soon that I think we've really delivered on the promise to take the concept, the morphology of the concept, and move it into a race car. I think that's really important, and I as I say, I saw it at the first sessions, and then so that was back in December, I think, and then I went to the test in March in Manicourt, and probably, Bruce, I think I saw it from a slightly different way, to be honest with you.
Have you seen something change, basically, or what are the small changes that you saw?
And that's what I was going to say. For me, yes, of course, I saw the car, it was more mature, but what I actually saw was the team. And the team changed. They had changed. They had become a team. And they had become a really cohesive team. It was like seeing dance movements as they were moving, quite seriously. And therefore, now, to be honest with you, they're a racing team and they want to race.
Okay, so that comes to sorry to interrupt, but that comes to my next question, because I think I'm sharing with the audience, talking about racing. When are we going to race? What's the first time we're going to fight the others?
You want me to tell you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're going to be on the grid at the 6 hours of Monza on the 10th of July. We will be there.
Excellent.
Yes?
Yes, I confirm. I think I have no choice.
I'm glad you said that.
she decides. Okay, carrying on the racing topic, because this is also a question that might pop up. So I'm asking you. I think in March you had to take the decision, you made the announcement that Peugeot was not going to participate in the 24 hours of Le Mans, and how hard was to make that decision?
Yes, in motorsport we can't always make an easy decision, so it was difficult for the team because everybody of us would have loved to be at Le Mans this year, but we have to come back in the day. At the beginning of the program, the season used to start in September and to finish at Le Mans. And the calendar has been advanced, so starting beginning of this season would have been very early. And even for Le Mans, as we have started to run the car in December, in January, with the freeze of design of the car as soon as it will be homologated. We won't have enough time before frozen, and after it will be very tough to catch up and to be back in the expected level of reliability and performance, as the car would have been frozen. So it was not reasonable. We made this decision, but just a few weeks after Le Mans, we'll be there. We won't be on the track, but Peugeot Brands and Peugeot Sport will be in Le Mans. We will have a village to welcome our fans. And in the museum, we will start a display of the history of Peugeot at Le Mans, knowing that if we want to go ahead and to think of our competitiveness in the future, we have to start from our roots of Le Mans. And I invite all of you to visit this exhibition at Le Mans.
And the 9X8 will be there. Quick question of between December and now, you've been testing a lot, I think. I don't have the numbers, but maybe you can tell us. And what is the balance sheet like from then to today?
So at the beginning, we have to fix youth failures. So we have done, we made 25 test days, more than 10,000 kilometers. So our wish is to have failures, to break the car, to find everything before racing. We know that we don't have the stress of the race, and we will find, of course, other things when racing, but it's our target. Now, I would say that we are close to be at the end of fixing any issue, and we are working on the setup, on the balance optimization of the car.
Changing to another topic, which is quite important for me personally, because I know you haven't found your sixth driver yet, so I wanted to have a little word with you, or have you? You find a sixth driver?
We have 6 drivers.
Okay, so
maybe I could quote them. Yeah, you would be interested in me to
I was available, so I thought that you could have thought about me.
So,
okay.
I will think of. Yeah. So we have Jean-Éric Vergne, we have Loïc Duval, we have Gustavo Menezes, we have Michael Jensen, we have Paul Di Resta, and James Rossiter. So James Rossiter will be the 6th driver, and he will race at Monza with all the team.
Okay, that's that's a good news for the team. Sad for me, but anyways.
Maybe next time. Next time.
Yeah, next time. Next car. I'll be really old then.
Maybe James could broke his leg.
Yeah, maybe.
Say that.
No, but that's good luck. That's good luck. Okay, thank you. I think everybody's really impatient to go and actually see the car itself. So it's time to move on for me. I'm going to run back downstairs. Thank you very much for all these extended details and explanations. In the meantime, before I'm running downstairs, or actually at the same time, you guys are going to be able to see a little video, which is the 9X8 latest tests, which were happening in Magny-Cours and Motorland. So you'll see the car has stopped. I'm late, I need to run. See you downstairs. minutes left on the track, so I have a little bit of time. I round down, but we're there. I'm going to join Olivier Jansoni, who's just here, and the car is going to come into the pits and do a tire change, which you will see. And in the meantime, I'm gonna speak to Olivier. Thanks, Olivier Jansoni, who is the technical director of Peugeot Sport and who started the project from scratch. So that's it, we're here. I can hear it, which is amazing, and I'm going to see it again in a few seconds. 11 months, big project. We finally saw it, and I saw that there was no rear wing, so that's the end of all the questioning that happened for all those months. The car has no rear wing. You managed that.
Yes, Bruce, hello first. I mean, that's right. That's the end of the story. With this concept we believe in for some months now. I mean, it's been a long time. We're working on this concept. We've improved it, but we are missing the final validation on track, and that's done now. So definitely the car will have no rear wing, and it will start racing without rear wing.
Okay, amazing. That's great news. It looks fantastic. Quick question about the powertrain. I know when the car is going to come in, it's going to be really noisy. We're going to wait and look at them doing the pit stop, but let's talk a little bit of the powertrain before the car comes in. If not, we'll carry on after. It's a really sophisticated car. What can you tell us about the powertrain?
Yeah, it's a sophisticated car. It's a four-wheel drive hybrid powertrain. Well, the car is coming in now, so I guess.
Yeah. I know it's on track. It's on track already. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a very sophisticated four-wheel drive powertrain. It's internal combustion engine at the rear. It's a 500 kilowatt internal combustion engine, petrol turbocharged V6 in our case. It's driving the rear wheels with some 7-speed second-shell gearbox, and then we have a front electrical engine, 200 kilowatts, driving the front wheels with a single-speed reducer. And what makes it quite complex is the single unit that is driving the whole system, and is managing the power distribution between the front and rear axle live and optimizing this torque split distribution.
One big computer that manages everything.
Exactly.
Okay, we're going to walk slowly towards the car, which is already there, that you guys probably can see with the other camera, and we're going to go see it from close. In the meantime, you can maybe tell us what have you done for all those 11 months, all the development that has happened?
Well, I think since the last time we talked, we've been testing the car. That happens end of last year, and since then we've been pretty busy. We've made more than 10,000 kilometers of testing, different location. It's a lot. It's still not enough for us. We'd always like to do more, and I think we'll carry on in the next weeks to try to test as much as we can before we go racing. Obviously, try to gather some experience. But basically, it's a lot of testing, so it was very, very hard and very tough on the team as well. And in the meantime, we've been through the homologation process for the car. We've been crash testing our front crash box and the monocoque. The rear structure as well, the steering column, also the battery has been crash tested. Now we're doing the final stages of the homologation, inspection, and hopefully the car will be homologated in the next weeks.
Okay, excellent. So the car we're going to see right now is the final product.
That's the final car with the final race livery.
Okay, cool. Let's go and watch it. It's there. Okay, so basically, first thing that I want to say is that it's the exact same car as what I saw 11 months ago. It's the concept car is right here.
Well, it's not the exact same car, but it's pretty close, and I think it's something we really try to stay as close as possible to what you saw some months ago already.
Okay, and would you like to show me what are the points? What are the differences on the car?
Well, typically we had to change a little bit some things on the car to legalize the car.
Okay.
A good example is the headlights, for instance. We managed to keep the Peugeot signature of the lights with the three claws, but we had, for instance, to rearrange the clusters to make them more legal.
So you covered it, so
and also the clusters are rearranged. They were not exactly in the same order on the cars you showed some months ago. And then we have some obviously more aero shapes on the car to try to fit in this balance of performance window.
Okay, it's the same car, but it's the, for me it looks like the same, but it's the racy one. It's racy because now it has the duck planes. It has the real the front splitter, which is the real carbon fiber race one. It has the Michelin sticker, so it's race ready.
Exactly. Hopefully it's race ready now. We also have to integrate some constraints of production and especially the split lines for the bodywork.
All right.
For serviceability, so typically to be able to change some components on the car pretty quickly. So we can remove obviously the front and the rear, which is quite typical on this kind of car. But this forced us to redesign some areas of the car, like the back of the front fenders, for instance, the mirrors area.
That have been integrated into the aero parts.
But if you look at the monocoque, the canopy, and the side pods, they are exactly the same surfaces as you've seen some months ago.
Okay, fantastic. The back of the car is there, and there is no rear wing. As you can see, you can look at me. I can put my hands through there. There's nothing magic. It's there. It's been realized. I guess there is a lot of downforce which is created with the under the car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can see also some subtle changes. I think from what you've seen some months ago. Obviously, the shark fin is a bit bigger.
Yep.
We have those lateral fins on the car.
Yes.
And that's something we had to do in order to legalize the car. Here again, we have to demonstrate with some simulation that the car is stable.
Yep.
Inside wing, especially. And that's quite interesting and complicated part of the regulation actually.
Okay.
And that created all of these extra elements you have on the car.
All right, and we can see at the back, which is the real Peugeot Sport engineered signature with the lion shape straws. Okay, fantastic. I think that the drivers are actually on their way, and we have James that's here. Linda is probably going to join. Maybe James, you can come and have a little word with us. You're there. You're the first one. So James Rossiter, there is big news. James, you have been driving the car from the real beginning. You've driven the simulator, spent a lot of time, and there's a good news that just came in. You're going to be driving the car in Monza.
Yeah, firstly, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you like our new car. It's been an incredible journey, I have to say, from the beginning. Day one in the simulator with Olivier, when we were just going through the concept of the car and trying to figure out where it was going to go. And they've created something magical. From the first time I got to drive the car in December last year, that first rollout, we've come a long way since then. It's been a big challenge, but we're getting there step by step, and now it's here for you all to see.
And you're ready for Monza?
Yeah, regarding
Excited?
Monza, this is incredibly exciting for me. To be part of the project, as I said, from day one is really magical, and to get the opportunity from these guys to race in Monza with all the crew and all the drivers is really special.
I think Linda just got here. Linda, you were there at the real first test with James when he tested the car. He was the first one in the car.
What did you think?
Well, I mean, I was impressed and excited, but it didn't last very long, to be honest.
No, this is true. The first one was a little bit short.
That's
but
part
we were
of
there.
yeah. That's part of the development of a car. I mean, it's just a shakedown at the beginning, and okay, amazing. Maybe we can have another driver to come and join us. Please, Loic, come with us. Loic is the young old guys with a lot of experience. And Loic, you're back for Le Mans with Peugeot again. How does it feel?
Great. I mean, fantastic opportunity to be able to be back at Le Mans in a car that can win overall the race. It's been a long time, and being able to do it with Peugeot. I mean, the first win I had in endurance racing on a big race, it was I was driving the 908. It was in Sebring a few years ago now, and having the opportunity to come back with the guys with such an amazing era. You know, we can see that something is happening. To be back at Le Mans with a French team as a French driver, it's something really special. So I'm really looking forward.
Yeah, to carry the French flag
in
a French car again. Fantastic. Thank you, Loic. Maybe Paul, would you like to come and join us?
The second oldest.
Second oldest. Paul, it's great to have you here. You have a lot of experience, and I think it was again a very interesting process to be part from the beginning to build this car and to build the car and the project from the start.
Yeah, I mean, it always is, but I think more importantly, when you first have these conversations, when I first went to the factory to have a chat with Olivier and Claire, and you see the vision of what this program was going to be, but then to think how far away it was before it started. But it's crept up quicker than I believed, but right through from the design process to seeing the visuals of the car, equally how the concept's going to be, which is quite aggressive, as we can see, without the rear wing, is always a big question. But then to get it on the simulator, which started early last year and gave us drivers, an initial feeling how the car was going to be. But to actually be here, standing on a track, not far away from racing it as well, that's when the true test happens. But to see the efforts that every person in the factory and everybody that's been involved in this program has put into it, it's just incredible. And not too long, we'll see how it goes, and then Le Mans obviously the big one next year, and keep going from there. But very exciting.
Do you understand what he says?
I know exactly.
Scottish.
I understand perfectly.
We're happy that we have
no
a Scottish in the team.
I have no problem, but I think he's really right, because they're talking about the team and the way the team's doing it, and it is about having the same. It's like being in a family. And that's what we want Peugeot Sport to be. It's like a family. And then when you've got the same desires, the same values, which is obviously to win, you can see it, and that's how the team is working. That's really important for me.
Absolutely. Even with my very small contribution to the team, I feel part of the family, so I completely
You are part of the family.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be there. Thanks, Paul. Michael, do you want to come and have a word with us? Okay, now we speak to the young guns.
Yeah, but it's got grey hair. Just a few.
Michael, thanks for coming and having a word with us. How is it to work with Peugeot Sport, with such a big factory?
It's been great. It's a lot of work already. I think I've been on this journey already 1.5 years. From we had the first mock-up of the car, having to give some inputs to the engineers and the mechanics, and now we're here finally with the final piece that we're going to race. So it's fantastic. You feel the spirit in the team. Everyone can't wait to go racing, and I guess it's the same for us drivers.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody wants to see you back behind the wheel and putting it at speed. Thank you very much. Are they nice with you? The engineers are okay with you being nice, not putting too much pressure?
No, I mean, you always have pressure when you do a factory program like this. You know, it's a big effort behind. You have to make everyone happy and proud. But I think, yeah, we just can't wait to go racing. Can't wait to be at Le Mans with huge support also from Danish fans. So I make sure that they bring out the Peugeot flags.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We have another Frenchman inside of the team. Jean-Eric, do you want to come and speak to us? Okay. Talking about family, I think Jean-Eric is probably the best example, because he's in-house, he's a DS.
He's been in the family for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just, you know, the family, really.
And you're doing a double project. You're a racing driver in Formula E for DS Techeetah, so you've been here already. How are you going to do to actually manage the two programs at the same time?
Well, I'm very lucky. I'm probably the luckiest driver on the grid in Formula E and also in Le Mans to be able to compete in both championships. I'm very lucky that there is, one of the best team DS in Formula E and part of the same family, Peugeot in hypercar. So I talk with my boss and they talk together, but it's not my problem. I mean, I go where I'm being told to do the testing and race and simulator, and I show up and I do the job. But I'm in a very fortunate situation. Obviously, I have a lot of experience from Formula E and also Le Mans, so I'm sure I can help also both the team with the experience that I get from the other championship.
Yep. Thank you very much. Lucky indeed, and it's great to see you there with all the team. There's one more driver, which is Gustavo. Yeah, I was counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gustavo, come with us. I was trying to make my way in as the 6th driver, but it didn't work. Gustavo, thanks for being here. You are the one maybe that has driven the most hypercar so far in the last few years, because you've been in Le Mans already last year. You jumped into that car. How can you compare, and how does it feel, the 9X8?
Yeah, I mean, I've had the pleasure to have the opportunity to drive another hypercar, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is a new experience for me as well, coming into kind of a hybrid era on my side, and as well, learn from some of the other drivers that have previous hybrid experience and work with the technical staff, which has been an incredible experience kind of over the last year and a half, preparing for what we have. We have a big task ahead. We have big plans and big expectations, and it's been a blessing to work with the whole Peugeot family to get this car where it is today and slowly achieve the goals that we have set in place.
Excellent, fantastic.
Thank you guys.
Thanks a lot. Linda, the boys are there.
The boys are there, yeah.
We're ready to go. Would you like to conclude? Jean-Marc, you can come with us to have the last few words, but yeah, Linda, what would you like to
First of all, I just want to say I'm really, really proud of these guys, I think, and all of the Peugeot Sport team, because
they're a little bit undisciplined. Boys, come that
can
side.
You pay attention,
come with us. Or maybe we can go.
No, I mean, to repeat it again, I'm really, really proud of the team. I'm proud of them so far, and I'm proud of the Peugeot Sport team as well, because we've given, Jean-Marc and I have given you an enormous ambition and target, and I'm totally confident that you're going to be delivering it, at the very, very highest. So I'm really, really proud of it. And I guess, it's important that, back 11 months ago, we came up with the 9X8 hypercar, the concept, and we said this is going to be, non-conformist, and here we are. We've delivered to our promise. So it's thanks to all of the work of all of the team. Olivier, of course, enormous part of the team, and thanks to our sponsors and partners, because they are helping us, so really big thanks. And to be honest with you, Bruce, I'd rather let the team go, because we're here for sessions and testing.
True, and they're working this afternoon.
They really need to do some work, so I guess we just see everybody in Monza.
Yeah, that's it. See you all in Monza. Thanks everyone, thanks a lot, and see you in Monza.
Thank you. See you.